Welcome to Bridges to Success, stories of transition and triumph, the podcast that brings to life the pivotal moments and pathways that lead from the classroom to the career, transforming dreams into realities. In a world where journeying from education and employment can seem daunting, we shine a spotlight on individuals and organizations making this transition not just possible, but successful. So whether you're a student, a recent graduate, or simply someone who believes in the power of education and employment to change lives, this is a podcast for you. And remember, if today's stories inspire you and get more involved, visit the Bridges from School to Work website and discover how you can be part of this extraordinary journey. You can go to bridgestowork.org. And today we have a very special guest, Miss Kelly Pavich. Did I say your last name right?
Pavich.
Pavich.
Yes.
Kelly Pavich. And Kelly, a key figure at Bridges to Work. Tell us about what you do at Bridges and how you got involved.
Sure, Jason. Thank you again for having me. I'm excited to be here. And I started with Bridges about 16 years ago in our Chicago office as an employment specialist. And over the years, I've held every role within the organization and had the opportunity to open our New York office. And now I am the director of operations, which means that I have the opportunity to oversee all 12 of our locations across the country, which helps young adults with disabilities get jobs.
Which is super cool. And there's so much, education that needs to be out there, and you're hearing it more of people. I'm spacing the term accommodations, having at work accommodations and things like that, and making it more prevalent and accepted. Can you kind of tell me, you've been in the space for a long time during a lot of pivotal changes from the Jenny McCarthy years all the way through, what's happened in the space, and where do you believe that we're at as a community right now?
Well, I think over the last several years, more companies have become aware of the need for a diverse population and more accepting of it. And they are really seeking out people who bring that diversity to their teams. So Bridges now is seen really as an asset to these organizations. So we have started to build that awareness, but companies are now coming to us saying, hey, can you help us build our diverse workforce?
Because diversity and inclusion isn't just about race. It's about different types of people coming together and solving problems. And I think that that's what a lot of people misunderstand about diversity and inclusion, because really, if you're looking at it, you have to swallow the whole thing. You can't just take a bite to do it right.
It's about the whole person. And we see our young adults for who they are. Many of them start off in school thinking about what they can't do. And we as an organization focus on their strengths and what they do bring to the table, really focus on positive youth development. And when they work with our youth employment specialist, they have a trusted mentor that helps them guide them not only to what they can do on the job, but just in life. They build, they build their confidence. It is really exciting to see them grow and flourish, not only from that first job, but to the second job, and then to really pay it forward.
I think what would be cool right now is to understand the path. What is the path for, I'd like to look at two different paths because I think they're going to be, for the listeners, the most pivotal. That's the student path and the parent path. Okay. I'm going to give you a scenario. Let's start with the student. I just heard from a friend or on social about Bridges to Work. I have a disability and I'd really love some help transitioning from school life to work life. What do I do?
It's really easy, Jason. What you do is you fill out one of our forms to say, hey, I'm interested in learning more. And one of our youth employment specialists will give you a call to help you figure out if you are really motivated to work. You come in, we call you within 24 hours. We help you figure out what your skills are, your interests, your abilities. Where do you want to work? What's your availability? What's your dream job? We really look at all of those pieces to help put you on that path. We help build your resume. We do interview prep with you. We start applying to jobs. And once we get to that point, we even take you on those interviews and set you up for success.
That's really cool. Now, this is happening in currently only 10 cities in America, correct?
12.
12. Okay. 12 cities in America. And in those 12 cities, like, is it limited to just those areas? Do you go outside of those areas? If people are interested in other states, what should they do to maybe get information or maybe help inspire another chapter starting up? Like, there's a lot of people when they hear about this who are going to be like, how can I get access? So we'll simplify it into stages. What states are you available in?
Sure. So I'll go east to west coast. We're in Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Fort Worth, LA, San Francisco, Oakland, and Richmond. So we're in those markets.
That's awesome.
We would love for expansion. And we want to make sure that we reach as many people as possible. So please, by all means, reach out to us. If we are not able to serve you, we want to be able to help find other people who can in your markets.
Oh, that's awesome. So if I'm a kid who's in a different market and I have the desire, you guys are a hand to help provide information and resources, even in the states that you're not operating in.
We want to be able to connect those dots. Absolutely.
That's awesome. When it comes to like your personal journey, let's talk about, we'll cut that. Let's talk about the parent journey. Okay. How does the parent journey look compared to that student journey?
So many of our parents, when they find out about Bridges, they have always wondered, like, where have you been? Like, we've always needed a resource like this. So parents, just like a young adult, can reach out to us and say, hey, we need somebody to help our young adult. And then we have their young person connect with us because we want to build that independence and that self-advocacy for our young adults. So while the parent reaches out to us, we really want to make sure that they are leading that young adult to where they need to go.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely right. No, because that's what it's all about. There's a pathway for everybody, and all it takes is one person to interject and offer out a hand, and it can make a huge impact. And I know you guys too are adding stuff on the site all the time too, so people can go to bridgestowork.org where they can learn stuff too and get connected to other resources. I want to chat a little bit just because I love the personal side. What's the most impactful story that you've seen personally that you could share?
I really appreciate you asking that question, Jason. And I think it is about a young man by the name of Christian who started off with us, and he started off in high school. He didn't have any work experience. He was really shy and quiet. And we helped him with his resume, his interview prep, gave him job readiness training. You could see his confidence building. And we helped him get his first job at a local grocery store. But at the same time, we knew that his dream job was to be in tech. And so we helped him get connected to networks and organizations that were around technology. So he joined a group called IT Ken. And there were other people with disabilities that were interested in the tech field. He went to those networking events, met a lot of people, got a tour of Microsoft, was exposed to a lot of different things. Because for our young adults, it's really about exposure. Many of them have no idea all the opportunities that are out there. And so then Christian, there was an opportunity for him to interview at Accenture, and he landed that job and has been there for the last 5 years. And has then paid it forward by showing, bringing along other young adults.
That's so cool. What a great story. And Accenture has been one of my clients in the past. I mean, they're a mega billion-dollar business. I mean, and to help somebody to take it and take them through their dream, that is awesome. And the fact that he's paying it forward and spreading the word, go Christian. We really appreciate that. That's awesome. What are some of the challenges that people like Christian face in the world today? And how are you guys bridging the gap pun intended.
So I think, can you ask the question again?
Yeah. How are you? So what are the problems that people like Christian are facing out in the world today? And how are you guys bridging the gap and making that connection, and how?
So I think there's a few things. One is about accessibility. So many of them, filling out the applications for jobs can be really daunting. It could be a barrier to their success. So we help them through that process of not only giving them an understanding of how to fill out those applications so they can do it on their own once they've been successful with our Bridges program, but afterwards, giving them exposure to different opportunities. Many of them have no idea that there are so many different opportunities out there in the job market. So exposing them to that and then building their confidence.
That's really cool. How do you guys deal with like tailoring the needs of an individual city? Is it something that you guys focus on? Because I'm sure, I mean, you talk about very different cities. Boston is very different from Atlanta.
Well, it is, but we really focus on the kids that are in those markets. And so it's looking at the employers and the employers' needs and what they're looking for as well. So we try to meet the city and the kids where they're at.
Gotcha. Do you guys have volunteer opportunities for adults and kids right now? Or do you guys have volunteer programs?
We don't have volunteer programs, but there are many ways to get involved with us, whether you want to donate financially to support the program, or if you want to donate interview clothes for our employers. We can do mock interviews or job tours or job shadows. Again, it comes down to exposure. So the more that our young adults can see that there are opportunities out there and people in the world that want to help them, it really matters.
Well, I hope that this inspires people to contribute and reach out and give those opportunities. And I'm going to pledge that I open up my video production company for a day in Atlanta and have as many kids through as we want to tour, play, and do all of those things. And I challenge every other entrepreneur in any of those 10 cities to reach out and contact Bridges to Work and put your money where your mouth is. You say you want to do things for the community and be involved. Here's a great chance to impact. And these are people who want it. You know, these aren't just everybody. Bridges is vetting and making sure that these are people who actually want to get to work. And I mean, as an entrepreneur and somebody who owns businesses and employs lots of people, man, people who want to work are really valuable. And
people who want to work and show up and are really committed to it.
Yeah, it's really cool. Kelly, if a kid wants to get involved today, they go to your website. Where do they click to get started? Give us a last kind of look at where to get going here. We can both go to the website. Here, I'm going to share my screen and everybody can see how to actually do it.
When you go to the website, on the right-hand corner, you see a button called Contact. Go ahead and click that, and you can subscribe to our newsletter as well as contact our office, and we will be in touch with you.
Okay, so by filling out this form, the top form or the bottom form?
The bottom form.
Okay, by filling out the bottom form, parents, kids go to bridgestowork.org/contact, scroll down to the bottom of the page and fill out that contact us form and make sure that you reach out, because you never know what one contact form, one communication to a great organization that's out trying to help people can do. And I'll tell you what, the folks over at Bridges are very, very nice and great to work with, and they're doing some great things. So again, Kelly, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate you being with us. And to everybody else, go to bridgestowork.org. On behalf of the Bridges to Work podcast, I'm Jason Sorotin. We'll see you next time.